if anyone cares to go back, the name of the first two tapes today, this is May the 10th, Saturday, 2014. The name of the tape is If You Explain This to God, and I've got a question mark. And that's what it is. I want to know what all this was done, 75 years of it, to me personally. How do you explain that to him? What part did they not understand? Because most of them were religious. One way or the other, they had a God that they spoke to or believed in, or say they speak to him. Anyway, when I'm leaving out all the other, my dad's King Edward VIII, and I get into giving detail, and my tape runs out. This is my father. I was kidnapped in 41, born in 39, and from Buckingham Palace, and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy and Dempsey Childers. Married to Childers. The twins, Peggy and Carl, were dead. Anyway, I won't get into giving too much information again. This is George, my uncle. I was born in 39, and this was filmed in 39. He's illegal. George is 6. They hijacked it. My father was never married to Wallace Simpson. That's a double. So my father was married to Claudia O'Keefe, American, Madison, Wisconsin. So I was kidnapped and I never saw my parents again. And George O'Keefe, the artist, is my aunt. So my mother was the queen mom, not this person here, Elizabeth's mom that everybody thinks is really nice. They sold out Great Britain, kidnapped me. She's living off of me. Every penny she's got, she could never repay me. The torture that's been done to me here. Now, I wrote about mind control murders in 78, 79. The Virginia Tech shootings in 07 at the college there, the 33, that was mind control. This is a mind control murder and has nothing to do with mental illness. He's being tortured and given drugs and diagnosed as mentally ill, so is so many of the others. This is the Fort Hood shooter. He was a psychiatrist. He was born right here in Roanoke and Vinton, where I'm at here in Virginia and have been for a long time. And he finished school at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. Now, let me go into this, because there's a lot more of those. The Gabby Gifford, her husband of Tucson, Arizona, was Mark, and he was a twin, and Scott, his twin brother, they were both astronauts. Okay, and that was mass mind control shooting there in Tucson. And I said that, I may be redundant, I have an autoimmune disorder. And when I'm around certain chemicals, I'm allergic to them. It makes my immune system actually fight its own self, go against itself, attack itself. So it's very bad, can be life-threatening. It makes life a living hell. My quality of life that I've had in this country has been hell, as opposed to the quality of life that I would have had with my parents and in my own country. As leader of that country, which is, I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, I'm Queen Victoria II, the legal heir. And I'll say this real quick, which allowed the Americans to get away with it. They installed George, illegal. He signed treaties that allowed the United States to place their military bases all over British soil, used it as a launching pad to take over the world. And that's global control. That's what your New World Order is. Obama, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedys, she's a member, and Charles. Now then, I wrote about the mind control murders, and Larry Flint was one that the person that shot him and killed his attorney was under mind control. Oh, now then, over the years, I've had every law and attempts to kill me horrific. And I'm going to mention real quick on the Watergate tapes because when I worked for Fred Simpson, they actually role played this. I already knew it, but I had forgotten it. I'd had antifreeze put in me in April the 1st of 80 and crossed the state line and working for the district attorney there. Um, Kissinger was on the other end of the Watergate tapes. They had drugged me, taken me across Atlanta to College Park. It's where the trolleys crossing was, where there was a clinic there. Anyway, I'll leave out the details, but they drugged me in there, and I was lying on a bed, and they were going to lobotomize me, and I could hear everything they said. There was a doctor behind me. There were people in another room with coats on. They knew exactly what was going on. And Gonzalez, the sorry SOB, Victor Gonzalez, who's still in practice in Atlanta or that area, was standing over me. And I can't move, but I can hear what's saying, and he's smiling. If the phone call didn't come through from Great Britain or my family, giving them what they wanted, they were going to lobotomize me. Well, evidently they came through, and I could go on because it was horrible after then what happened. But now, the last years, especially after I came up here to Roanoke, I had no place to live. My jobs were shut down. No law worked for me. It worked against me. In fact, when I came here, I lived on the Appalachian Trail. I lived froze. Everybody around here knew it. And I've named names on tapes before of one person that the Virginia State Troopers' cars sit there, and he worked on them. He had a garage and sold gas, Exxon, Lovell. And his wife actually told me, she says, everybody around here knows what's happened to you and what's going on, but they're not going to help you. They're afraid of repercussions. Now, I want to say this because what's been used on me is my immune system. Even up on the Appalachian Trail, when I managed to get a few dollars and buy a tent and sleeping bag, the volunteers for the Appalachian Trail were told to do it, and they did it. There was even articles that were lies that the Appalachian Trail volunteers told Channel 7 here, CBS. Believe me, the media here knows all of it. They didn't have to follow it. They could have told the truth in this, and they have not, as of yet, any of it. Channel 10, 13, but they didn't mind telling the lies that the Appalachian Trail people told volunteers. But the volunteers actually soaked my bedding and my Sierra tents and whatever tent. At first I started out with Walmart tents, okay? So they used my own illness. They sprayed the sealants or the insecticide inside or whatever they had on them. Anyway, chemicals that would be deadly in a small place to anybody. Now then, this tape's going out. So I go to the next one, and here's trouble I get into giving the problem I have. I give a background, and then it's too much to put the rest of this on. So I'm going to go to it now, and I think I said this, the title of these tapes this morning, If You Explain This to God, and it's question mark, because every one of these people knew what they're doing. The cops told them to do it, the law enforcement, they all knew. It's just that, as I was told by a retired state Virginia trooper, Carl Barton, we're above the law. Well, his wife said it. We run you by using chemicals. So, they have people come in, spray the bed, just like they did my tent and bedding up on the Appalachian Trail or the National Forest. Have them come in. I can't keep them out. They'll have a key. If I walk off or go to the grocery store, doctor, I get back and my bedding's soaked and you name it.